Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how I made modifications to my amazing Spider-Man model so that he looks similar to the card art on the character card's injured side. A couple of things that we'll need in addition to the amazing Spider-Man model is the Nick Fury and Shield Agents expansion. Specifically, this model right here, I'm going to take this guy's head and use it as the non-mask covered side. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this grunt shield agent head and we're going to push it into some blue stuff. And the reasoning for that is that later on I'm going to push green stuff into the blue stuff, and that will give us half of the face. And that half of the face we can cut and then match it up to the Spider-Man mask. When cutting the green stuff, it's important that you go very slow and in control. You don't want to cut yourself while doing this, and it's pretty easy to do. So when I push the green stuff into the blade, I'm doing it in such a controlled manner that even if I touch the blade, it won't cut me. Once the green stuff head is cut, I'll just match it up with the Spider-Man mask, position it kind of where I want, make any additional cuts if needed, and then glue it on. The face and the Spider-Man mask don't match up perfectly. That's okay, we can always go in with green stuff later on and mold some of the Spider-Man mask. Once the positioning of it is where I want, I'll go to the other half of Spider-Man's body and I'll cut off that side of the mask, and then just glue it together. Also, if it doesn't match up completely with the neck of the shield agent, that's okay too. We'll just fill green stuff in there later on as well. Then to add some of the scratch marks or the cuts in his suit, we'll just come in with an X-Acto knife and we'll cut out chunks on his leg, his chest, his back, and then fill them back up with green stuff later on, so that there's just a slight separation. This will make it look a little bit more realistic than just painting it. And when we're putting the green stuff in, we want to fill it to the same level that it was prior. When I'm making these cuts, I'm going to assemble the model as I go. The reason that I'm going to leave some of the limbs off when making these cuts or cut the limb when it's not glued to the model is that when I'm applying pressure to it to make the cut, I don't want to snap another piece of the model. In filling in the gash marks with green stuff, it's important that we use as little green stuff as possible and add it gradually up. It's much easier to go from little to what you need than to go from a lot to what you need. And you don't want the model to look over bulky or to have like what was going to be the skin puffing out of the suit. We want it to be pretty flush and pretty level. To smooth out the green stuff, I will just wet the tool that I'm using and lightly tap or gently push it into place. And you want to do this like evenly over it because you don't want there to be dash marks on the green stuff. after all the green stuff's done, we'll just glue it all together, and there you go. You have an amazing Spider-Man that's modded with battle damage. For the painting, it's important for me to note that I do leave the model disassembled. So Spider-Man will be painted separately from the metal of the Daily Bugle, and the explosion will be painted separately from that as well.